Hey, Damon DiMarco here for CreateX3.com. I just happened to pick up a new typewriter at a thrift store, and it's filthy. And so that's what today's video is about. I've seen other videos here advocating scrubbing bubbles, and that is exactly the kitchen spray cleaning product that I was taught to use when I took a basic typewriter restoration class at Philly Typewriter with Brian Kravitz. And if you haven't done this, go do it. It's amazing. You'll learn so much, and Brian knows. He's probably forgotten more about typewriters than you or I will ever know. So I went out to my local store and I asked them if they had scrubbing bubbles in a can, because I prefer it in a can. They did not. They only had the spray version in the plastic bottle thing, and I don't like that version so much because it doesn't foam up as much as the spray can version does. And so while I was there, I'm in the aisle and I said, well, what else do you have? And there's the easy off oven cleaning stuff. And I thought I'd experiment, and I thought we'd do it together. This one says no gloves required, so how bad could it be, chemically speaking, on your skin, I mean. It is fume-free. That's especially good when working indoors. It says destroys tough burned-on food and grease. It also says it only takes 30 seconds to work. I thought, why not give it a try, so that we'd see if this works. Pass that information on to the typosphere in case anybody else gets caught in this position, and here we go. The worst part about this machine is that it had this cosmetic stuff on the back of it here, this rust-stained stuff right on the back of that typewriter on both the left and the right-hand sides. I personally think that these splotches are going to come out. I think that they're actually on there from the interior of the case. You can see right there. You can see some rust, but my suspicion was when I bought it that I can just get rid of it through a deep cleaning, and that's what I'm going to explore with you right now. With other typewriter restorations that I do, I would strip the hull off the machine and work from scratch. In this case, I'm not going to do that because I'm in the middle of writing a book, so it's going to be a relatively fast video today. This is improvised, but it'll do just fine. Oh, the can's getting cold. The lid is hard to pop off. Let's try a spot right here. At first blush, the foaming action doesn't appear to be quite so robust as it is with scrubbing bubbles. The foam is dissipating rather quickly. However, it does appear to be working. Give it another quick shot. Let's see what happens when we give it just a quick wipe. Oh my God, it's like night and day. Well, night and day. Look at that difference. Can you see that? I have to say that's pretty impressive. I'm also now very hopeful that the front of the machine, this scar, so to speak, where the carriage spoon was pushed down too far, I just corrected that. But I'm hoping now that what happens is when I spray this, that seam, that scar, which I thought was going to go right into the paint job and be permanent, might actually just come right out. Let's give it a shot and see how it works out. Again, this is not the way I usually work, and apologies to any purists out there. I normally do take the machine apart, I take the hull off, and I do it a little bit more completely and thoroughly. However, in this case, I just wanted to see if the product works. And so I have a suspicion the answer is going to be yes, but let's do a little bit more. Okay, it's only been about a minute, but holy crap, look at that. You can just see that, take a look at this. Oh my God, it's amazing. Just sitting passively, it made the difference between this and this. And if you give it just a slight rub here, see that? Oh my gosh. That's looking pretty amazing right off the bat. This cloth you can see is kind of filthy, but let me, just before we conclude, I want to check the back of the machine. Again, there's rust, bird snot, I don't know what that is, on the back of this machine. There's also a decal, the Smith Corona logo. This area will be a little bit harder to spray on the fly, but let's see if we can hold it up here. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going really, really heavy on this. Definitely heavier than I went on the front side, but you know, there's a lot more rust and gunk on this side of the typewriter. Again, this side here, it has the Smith Corona logo, and it's always a good idea to be very gentle and cautious around decals because chemicals of any kind, oven cleaner, scrubbing bubbles, any of that stuff might strip that off. My suspicion here is that it's not going to, but be careful. Right, so the bubbles are dissipating here. And so I'm gently gonna wipe this corner here and see how much of that rusty stuff it takes off. Answer, it takes off quite a bit. It takes off quite a bit of rust, or rust powder, or whatever it is that has gotten caked on there. But it does look like the paint has been damaged in some way. I can live with that. It's a cosmetic feature. It's going to face the back of the machine for one thing. Secondly, it's probably not going to be a chief typewriter for me. It's going to be one of the ones that I leave at a friend or a family member's house so that I can work, you know, when I work there, I already have a typewriter there. So I'm going to give it 2 more courses of spray with the Easy Off and see how it turns out to be. It might take off even more of that gunk. I have a feeling it will, as a matter of fact. At this point, I'm just going hog wild all over the machine, trying not to get inside of it, but getting enough done of the outside and the keys, I guess. Doesn't hurt to get the keys at this point. And yeah, some of that paint is chipped. Can you see that? So basic answer is yes, it's the Easy Off oven cleaner is definitely doing its job. I'd rather have scrubbing bubbles, but you know, in a pinch, it seems like this will do. Oh yeah, just look at the difference here that makes. But you can see the difference there, can't you? My God, look at that. Look at that. Wow, wow, holy crap, that's amazing. I can attest to the fact that this product, the windows are basically closed in here, and I'm not passing out from the fumes or anything like that. So since it's a kitchen household product, it's probably safe to use in your home. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That comes up really well. Oh, shoot, I cut myself. I didn't want to spend too much time on this, and I've got to get back to writing. That looks to be paint chips, unfortunately. And that, you can see right there, that's starting to smudge the decal, so we're going to stay away from that. So, final verdict is that, yeah, scrubbing bubbles I still prefer for any number of reasons, the odor being one of them. This has kind of a more of a garage-like odor than it does like a bathroom cleaning springtime kind of odor. So that's actually a big consideration. But in a pinch, if you have to, yes, you can certainly use Easy Off oven cleaner. It certainly works very, very well on this machine, and I'm actually pretty impressed. I hope that helps you. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to hit subscribe. See, I got my finger. And ring the bell, that way you'll see all the videos that I make. Please leave comments, and make sure to subscribe to our newsletter at createx3.com. Again, my name is Damon DiMarco. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay creative.